Welcome back. Hearing loss is no joke. It's really a lot more than just difficulty hearing the world around you. It can actually do serious damage to your relationships. Dr. Judy Hutch from Oro Valley Audiology is here to discuss today. Nice to have you.
Thank you, Alex, for having me.
So let's talk about hearing loss worldwide. How big of a problem is it really?
Well, the World Health Organization has estimated 466 million people have hearing loss. 36 million of those are children. In the next 30 years, that number will double.
And what are some of the causes? I mean, they vary, of course, but what do you think is the most common reason?
One of the most common reasons is noise exposure, actually. And we go to places like Jordan, and the refugees that are coming over, they have noise exposure. There's also medication for malaria, tuberculosis. Those types of medications are harmful to our hearing.
Can it be prevented?
Yes, actually, there are some ways. If we track what medications people are being given, then the physicians can change the medication or use hearing protection. That's really one of the biggest things right there.
Yeah, and you have just done so much work around the world, and right here in Tucson. We're scrolling through some of these pictures, and you know, you take this device with you, which you've brought along with you. Describe what it is and what it does for you.
This is the Kuda wave from Imoyo Technologies, and they built this actually in Johannesburg, South Africa. And it's an audiometer that I don't need a booth for.
Yeah.
So it has noise reduction headphones, and then little inserts that we put in the ears, and the bone vibrator. We can do all of our diagnostic testing right there in the middle of nowhere.
Amazing, and it should be said that there are some serious benefits to catching hearing loss early on, right?
There is. I say that the ears, they pick up the sound, but it's your brain that processes everything. So if your brain is not getting that information, then it is running on less. So we have some cognitive decline going along with hearing loss. We have found that if we treat the hearing loss early, that it's better for your brain.
Yeah, and it's true, right, that as you lose your hearing, the longer you go with losing your hearing and hearing loss, you actually can't regain it, right?
It's much harder to regain. With a younger brain, it's more plastic. It'll change back. The older the brain, the harder it is to rewire. Yep.
So tell us a little bit more about your work around the world as a nonprofit.
Well, the local is Grace Hearing Center, but my international work is hearingthecall.org. And we go to 10 places around the world as part of a cooperative. I will be going to South Africa in 2 weeks, and we do a 3 to 4 day clinic. Last year we saw close to 1,300 people. And we cleaned out 300 kids' ears, and that part was the most fun for me.
Yeah, they must have felt really great afterwards, right?
Well, it's a thing that we solve immediately.
Yeah.
So they have a hearing loss, we clean it out, and they're back to normal.
What do you think your favorite story is from your trips?
Well, I was in Zambia when I turned 50, and so I was testing this gentleman, and there's 73 languages in Zambia, so I can test hearing by miming, basically. And later in the day, they came and got me because his 100th birthday was the next day. So I was able to fit him with hearing aids, and it was pretty amazing.
That is amazing. His 100th birthday changed his life as a centenarian. And so if someone here in Tucson feels like they may be starting to suffer from hearing loss, who are the right people that should reach out to you, and what can you do for them?
Is basically everybody should have a baseline hearing exam. Then if something happens, like they have to have medication, or sometimes we've helped the physicians catch high blood pressure with a low frequency hearing loss. So everybody needs to have their hearing checked. Then we can work with the physicians to have a great health plan for them.
Great health plan, and there's so many different types of gadgets and treatments, et cetera, these days that help with ears, right? Talk about some of the different technologies these days that are available for people to be able to hear better.
Well, the hearing aids are now becoming hearables as well. They're becoming great headphones to stream with your phone.
Yeah.
They actually have fall detectors on them now,
Wow.
so they can if you program it up, they can alert loved ones and help you hear much better, gets you connected back with life and have those better relationships with people.
Yep, and catch it early on. Make sure to treat it before it gets any worse. Dr. Judy Hutch, it's always nice to see you.
Alex, thank you.
Thanks for being here. And if you'd like to learn more about the international humanitarian work happening in South Africa, check out hearingthecall.org. And for any other info on Oro Valley Audiology, visit hereintucson.com or call 520-825-4770.